All right. So again, hello everyone. Warm welcome from my side. I'm Svea Becker and I'm part of the SAP Community team. And I'm really, really happy that we have such a great team today here with me for the SAP Community Call on the Digital IT Showroom. And the team I'm having here with me today is the SAP Experience Technology team from the Intelligent Enterprise Solution board area. And the mission of Oliver and his team is to open up silos and build bridges between SAP colleagues, customers, and partners. One of their many initiatives is the Digital IT Showroom, which we are going to see today. And it showcases the current state of the digital workplace and how working for SAP will look like in the future. And welcome everyone here on the team, on the call from you. And I hand over to Sebastian, who will start. And yeah, it's your stage.
Perfect. So, yeah, thank you so much for the introduction and for the warm welcome. Hello to everybody in the call. It's nice to see this great audience here. And as Svea said, we decided to spread our message, what we are doing at the moment, also in these kind of calls. And the idea is also that you see during the call some polls we have prepared, and these polls are mainly to get to know you better. So who is in the audience? So what you see is what time is at your location at the moment. And this is pretty interesting for us because we can now get a little insight, where are you from? So basically my day just started, means hopefully not in the evening, but maybe in the morning. It's lunchtime, work is nearly done, or time for bed soon. We will focus on the results in a couple of seconds. But first of all, why that call? So we have two topics we would like to talk to you today. One is the digital workplace at SAP, and also the topic how COVID-19 has changed our digital workplace. This is not only interesting for us internally. We are within the former IT unit, so the organization of the CIO. And basically our main customers are internal employees, all employees at SAP. But these topics we are talking are also interesting for all external persons, so also the SAP community. And on top of that, we have also the topic of SAP runs SAP. So not only how we are creating our digital workplace, but also how we are using our own products at SAP. And if we look at the participants, and where are you from, and mainly what is your time zone or what is your time at the location at the moment, you see work is nearly done. The most people, pretty interesting what that ever means. Could be also in the morning, hopefully not, but mainly same for us. So in our time zone, it's 4:30 at the moment. I assume most of you are coming from that time zone as well. Pretty interesting that we have also people where it's time for bed soon is, or my day has just started. And what you will hear in the next couple of minutes is also that we have a main speaker. It's Dr. Oliver Gutzeit, who's also in the call. He will give you the insights into these two topics I just mentioned before. And everything you will hear is not internal topics, so you can share that. It's not confidential content. So if you like, you can tweet about that. You can also post it on LinkedIn or any other social media you would like. And what we will do in the chat in the meantime is we will post also our LinkedIn page. We have a special LinkedIn page for the IT showroom. You can like it if you want, you can share it if you want, and definitely tweet about it. It's definitely an option for you. And we have a special tool today. So we are using the Zoom webinar functions. Svea mentioned that at the beginning. Zoom webinar has the main difference to Zoom that you can't speak. But you can use the Q&A function to ask your questions. And what we will have also is we have Anja Roska within our team today, and she will place or be a function as the community manager for today. And with that, I would like to hand over to Anja. Anja, you are still on mute.
Okay, now it should work. So welcome from my side as well. I'm happy to see so many people from almost over the world. So it's great to be together and have this opportunity to show our IT showroom to you today. Like Svea and Sebastian already mentioned, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask these questions and put them in the Q&A section, and Matthias and myself, we will check on that. And we hope that we can answer all the questions. And if there are questions we can't answer, I will try to interrupt Oliver when he is telling everything about our digital IT showroom, which is not always easy because he's so passionate about it, but we will see. So I guess we have a second poll for right now. There it is. The question is, what do you expect to get out of this experience today? And for us, it's that, of course, we want to have all of them. We want to create new connections. We want experience with you, the digital workplace, and get answers or give them the answers to your questions. So we can share the results already. Okay. So for you, it's experience the digital workplace, which is great. And therefore, I would guess that I will hand over to Oliver to start today's journey through the digital workplace and our employees' lifecycle experience together. And yeah, so I'm happy to hand over to Oliver.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Anja. And it seems that we offer the right topic because all of you are now curious about the digital workplace at SAP. And if you remember, that is really great for us. Last year at TechEd, we all met perhaps. We also brought our IT showroom already to you and shared with you insights on how we work at SAP, how the workplace evolves, how we as IT can help with technology to provide a workplace that make us competitive, that make us effective in our companies. And during this time now, during this COVID-19 situation, I think we have more challenges than normally. And it's even more interesting, how could we overcome this situation? And it's not only overcoming and surviving, it is also how can we offer new things that has been born out of the pressure, but out of a sudden it's more than before. And hopefully we can some of these points share with you today. And it's all of what we are doing here is only the starting of our joint journey. As a community, it's all about exchange. And so everything what we share, we offer you also follow-up sessions, deep dive sessions with experts from IT, like on a TechEd, sit together, drink a coffee and discuss how can we keep our company successful. And with that, I think in the meantime, also starting about the next poll, talking about what you think is currently this situation doing with us. Is it more like we use it to get new power? Is it that nothing changed for you in your surrounding, in your companies, in your tasks day to day? Or is it still a challenge? And I think, as I can see already some of the results, yes, it's quite all of everything. It's still a challenge, and at the same time, it's new chances. And in this mixture, I want to share just some things to give us insights about how is that a little bit at SAP. And perhaps, Sebastian, we could look a little bit on the workplace before we start with the showroom. At SAP, we are obviously using our own tools, and that is the Fiori Launchpad as a central entry point. And now think in this situation, you would be a new hire in a company driven by SAP, obviously, with the best power of SAP tools and everything. And now you never met your team, perhaps, and you need to onboard. And we provide an experience with the power of the business technology platform, because normally you have so many systems. You have so many systems in the background. Perhaps you just let's stay, Sebastian, on the screen. And the challenge is you have a system for your HR with us, it's obviously success factors. You have a system for all the tasks you have at the first day. That could be Room, SAP Room, for example. You have a system that gives you access to your team and information. That's our ISP and the people system. You have for all the access to information, what's going on, your onboarding session, how is Teams working, how is Zoom, how the heck can I join a meeting in Zoom? It's not so easy as you experience perhaps today, or it is very easy. But where is all this information? And so what we did in IT, we brought all these points together and used the cloud platform and just put on top an entry app for our employees. And you see, even Sebastian is able to open the app, even if he's not used it before, because he's already 5 years at SAP, starting on 1st of November. So congratulations, Sebastian, for your anniversary. But you see, it's easy for him to find the app. I just wrote him the information I want to show the app just 5 minutes upfront this meeting. And that's a true story. And therefore he searched for the app. He hasn't implemented it on his Fiori Launchpad, but it's very easy to access. We have currently over 400 apps enabled for our employees. And his own dashboard is arranged like this. This is really his Mac and his starting point of everything what he's working on every day. And coming back to this new one at the company, the first thing is a very warm welcome, obviously from Christian Klein, saying, hello, I'm very proud that you are now part of the family. And guess what? My journey also starts as a new talent, as a student. He has been a student in former days, 1999. And he said, you can be whatever you want at SAP, a CEO, or let's say driving a team like the Experience Technology team, which is an exciting task for our CIO, or you can drive the community for SAP like Svea is doing in a great way and offering us these opportunities here. So this is all up to you. And with that welcome, we start. And if you now close it, you see all the information you need at the first day at one single point with a Fiori front end, so easy to use. You don't need any manual for it. You have access to your manager, all these things. Sebastian's manager obviously is a nice guy. And then you have the room onboarding checklist, the local onboarding, perhaps if possible or not, the org chart, building finder, that's very important at the first thing, the IT essentials, the global onboarding e-learning, the success map, learning, all these things, the job profile, diversity, everything what's important in the first days. And all at a single point, entry point. Also some help topics on the right side with learnings. And later on, if you have perhaps survived the first weeks, we offer even more access to other tools. So if you go on the top, you see there's a second layer of information. It is the stay on track. So after the onboarding journey, that is even interesting for some of us in this call because we never saw it before. Policies and guidelines, very important. So Sebastian, perhaps you have a look in that. And time and vacation, obviously travel is not that point currently. Behind that is Concur. Then we have all the compensation information. That would be very interesting if you just click on compensation, Sebastian. Okay, no. Then SAP Talk, very important to stay in contact with each other. The employee experience, everything around Qualtrics, Concur, Campus app, some hints about apps I will show you in a second. That is going further with mobile applications and so on and so forth. And then even later, after 5 years, Sebastian, now it's new at your time, life at SAP. It's all about family. It's about who we are and which events are going on. Still a ton of events are going on in a company digitalized. You can offer a really great sum of events in a virtual way, but also in other ways. Like we have had our showroom here, and now we have a digital IT showroom. How easy is that? Everything about strategy, but then also social media. Go out and tell the world how cool your working place is. So all of this app, one app, very easy to use. There is nearly 100 of information points in it, in an easy interface. We did that app as an IT in 1 week with all the connections to the systems, with all the implementation and the offering. And we provided that app instantly by rolling it out to 100,000 colleagues at the same time. Guess we have in Germany that challenge that during COVID, we have to bring back our travelers in March back to Germany. And there was no possibility to offer a platform that is able for 10,000s of of travelers at the same time to say, hello, I'm here in Sri Lanka, I want to come back to Germany, please help me. Just some fields. And it was so easy for us from SAP to offer a solution instantly in some hours on the business technology platform, a system that is capable of covering 10,000s of requests at the same time, because we are used to offer applications at SAP that 100,000 employees sometimes access at the same time. One of the next example is, for example, if we can come back to our offices, that is a really live example. And Sebastian, hopefully, I think you have been at the office during these last weeks one time, and then you have to use the Restart app. This is also an application we put from our SAP Runs SAP. We have cloud for real estate, and therefore we implemented a booking functionality for our colleagues. And now it's very easy for Sebastian to say, oh, today it's the 4th of November. Is it the 4th of November? Yes. And you are perhaps sitting in your favorite building number 8 in the ground floor. You have still some seats free, 95. So we already have some colleagues there. And then you confirm your booking, and that's it. That is a great example of SAP Runs SAP. We use our own technology at SAP and offer it in the same way. Sebastian can use this app right away without any training and have it also everywhere, because on any device. Think of he's not only on his desktop device, but currently we are also at home with our mobile devices, which is a great success story. We want to share that story a little bit with you. So Sebastian, perhaps you can share a small video of the experience of an SAP employee getting a device. So we order it with Ariba. It comes to us to home. Then we power it on. The normal dialogues you can see in the video that you also experience if you have an Apple device normally. Then the remote management, which is a new function. You one time enter your email address and password. This is just, I think, factor 2 in speed. It's as fast as you can see, a little bit slower. And then welcome. That's it. Some apps are automatically pushed to the device. You don't have to, beside a passcode, nothing else. And then you are ready to use it. You have apps, an Apple at SAP app, which gives you a certificate on the device. This was now happening in 10 seconds. Normally it took 80 steps and 2 hours with IT support together. And then you have access to all of our internal apps, the community, our Jam, everything is directly accessible. And it's as easy as you can see that. Normally we can also show it live, but we want to save some time, so we make it double time here. But Sebastian can switch to his own mobile device. And please take care, this is a recording, that you don't share any private information here. And you can perhaps open the Campus app, because that could be interesting if you are now, again, possible as a new one, new onboarding, and you are now back on site. And let's see on the campus in Walldorf, where are all the buildings? If you zoom into the card here and the maps, and then you zoom in the location, and then you have all the different buildings there, hopefully. And in the buildings, if you dive into it, you see then the different layers and offices and everything. And then you can easily search for colleagues, for internal, for routing and everything, what's going on in the canteens. So let's see where I'm working here. Here we are. And then you see my office, and Sebastian can come over. Perhaps in another time, he would also find me there. Currently, I'm in the home office, whatever that is currently. Okay, thanks for that, Sebastian. And perhaps we dive in a second app. Think of you being a manager, and you have to approve a lot of things. We also provided a native app that exactly doing that job. And obviously, we can't share now internal data. So this is all fake data now, but it's a demo mode of the real app. Beside the fact Sebastian is not a manager, so he has normally not too many things to approve. But for me, day to day, this is a list like this. So leave requests or invoices or access rights, all the things I have to approve. And it's as simple as this. We open the leave request here from this user called Nicole. And she said she wants to have some time off. And you say submit on the top right. And that's it. And in the back, the ISP and all these systems doing the rest. But for me, the job is done. IT should be always as easy as this. So as in the private life, you're using your apps to order something, order food, buy something at Amazon or Alibaba or anywhere, or you organize your next travel. As easy as that should be also the digital workplace at a company. But we also want to include another layer of fun. Think of a world you come to the work and say, yeah, I can work today because it creates such a huge amount of fun and I want to work, please. So we want to touch that a little bit, and we want to offer also functions that goes beyond. So we experiment a little bit. We can switch the view, and now Sebastian can Tinder swipe to the right or to the left to approve or to reject. How fun is that? So as easy as that, he can approve all the leave requests or whatever, and that's it. So thanks for that. And to access all these apps, we have an internal store that's a self-service, and he can easily now download more apps. For example, he can tap on Asset Tech or on any app, and it will be instantly downloaded to the device by tapping just one tap without any iTunes ID or whatever. And that's our task as IT. Please, in your companies, ensure that your users have fun, day-to-day fun with using your tools. Yeah, that's for the moment, Sebastian. I would say that's a little bit an insight. We would normally have more time. We dive into the topics you are really interested in. So approach us for your personal tour, and we will share all of our tools and how we did them. And we are curious what you did in your companies. That is community. And Sebastian, with that, back to you.
Thank you, Oliver, for the really great insight. I think also the audience has recognized that you're really passionate and motivated about your topic. And yeah, that's cool to see that. Obviously, I know the topics, but it's also see it in such a call. So thank you for that. And also thank you for sharing a first insight into the digital workplace at SAP, and also how COVID-19 has kind of influenced this digital workplace a little bit, that we are still good in running the company, but even better, also productive in the home office. And now the second topic would be also interesting if you can just give us a little bit more insight into how SAP is running its own product. So how SAP is running SAP.
Yeah, it will be a pleasure, because that is something, it's really a strong story. So to share with you how SAP runs SAP, that's also the reason we built the digital IT showroom for. And if you can just come back to the digital showroom, sorry, Sebastian, the digital IT showroom is an evolvement of a physical situation we can't currently use. So if you perhaps switch to the introduction video of the showroom, you can now experience what we built in Walldorf. And if it's possible, visit us again. If it's again possible, visit us. Anja will be Sebastian, yes, very good. And you can see Sebastian here in his element in the showroom, and you can then experience Anja in her showroom in Walldorf. She will share with you all the stories on site in an interactive way. This is a showroom built by IT. The internal IT is doing marketing about their own stuff, because we are so proud on our workplace that we want to spread this news. Currently, it's not possible, and it's difficult. If you're not a software company, this is a good question. I just pick it. How much pay for such a setup? It's not only about software company. It is about sharing also insights on how you are productive. So building that is not, it's not cheap. That is true. It's easier for us. And we learned also from that. We are not building now showroom after showroom, but we transformed that in a digital world. And so out of a sudden, it's not only a workaround during COVID, it is scalable. It's much cheaper, because we just built this digital version of it, and we can multiply it now very easily to the community, to our sales colleagues, to our internal departments. And we have already thousands, after a few months, thousands of visitors in that showroom that wouldn't be possible physically. So this showroom here is also consisting of all the stories we have internally. And in a separate tour, we would love to share with you how we collaborate. If you go to the station list, you can have an overview of the current topics we are offering there, about collaboration tools, about working in the cloud, how we are free to choose our own devices, all the things, how we use SAP Ariba, the experience management, and so on. And one of that is also how we use all these tools, our own tools. And this is also interesting for a lot of you, how we did that technically. So we have to go one step deeper. So we have to have a storytelling about SAP runs SAP that goes beyond. And therefore, we did it more professional, this storytelling, and we created stories around our products, how we implement them. And we did that in a way, we offer that now for you. We have a small video for you prepared that gives you insights how Intelligent Enterprise Solutions offering that service. And the next 2 minutes, I just invite you to listen how we sell that to our sales colleagues, but also to our customers. And please get in contact to your sales colleague from SAP and ask him to give you as a team in your company dedicated information, also in a technical deep dive, how we run Ariba, how we run S4HANA, how we run that and that, to help you also in implementing your solution. So Sebastian, start.
Get it done with SAP runs SAP Storytelling. At SAP, we produce millions of information consisting of beautiful videos, demos, presentations, and much more. But when time is short and the next customer meeting is scheduled, where would you go for the real story? SAP runs SAP Storytelling is your partner for tailored customer reference stories. We show you how we plan, implement, and run everything from SAP Cloud Solutions to the Intelligent Enterprise, based on the best reference customer you can imagine, ourselves. We offer well-researched information in an easily accessible format. For you, we turn rocket science into exciting storytelling, on demand, wherever you are, and on any device. SAP runs SAP Storytelling is crafted for you by Intelligent Enterprise Solutions, in short, IES. Coming from the people who know about every step of implementing an SAP solution, they offer a maximum of authenticity. Every aspect is researched, written, and reviewed by storytelling professionals to provide you and your customer with a real hands-on experience. All stories work on 2 layers, delivering you both a higher-level overview and deeper insights with technical hard facts, KPIs, and lessons learned material. You can simply scale your performance from short overviews over keynote length to whole workshop sessions. The cool thing? SAP runs SAP Storytelling comes as a handy kit, providing you with complete speaker scripts and preparation material that enables you to almost instantly present a story. Underline your statements with authentic reference stories from the people who know it best. Shape your impact with simple storytelling available for you at any time. SAP runs SAP Storytelling will help you make it.
So what do you think? Normally you would expect such a video from a company, right? A professional marketing, yes, and some promises and everything is fine. And you see over these videos and say, yeah, blah, blah, blah. But imagine we brought that to our sales colleagues and we are IT guys. And we came to them and said, we have a story for you and we are able to tell the story and to give insights in a way our customers are interested. Think of what happened. They said, this is unique. This is what I think someone in the chat also wrote, this consumer experience. We are all experienced that everything is professional. What is not professional in TV or on our device or everywhere, we are not looking that there's a value behind. There is a great value in our ITs in the companies, but if we are not able to identify it and to be proud on what we are doing, we would be having more heart to justify investments, for example. So if you are in the need to justify why IT has a great role in your company, it is also about marketing yourself. And this video, this content is all made by IT itself with our own stories, with our own content. And so an offering for you, get in the discussion with us. If you are interested in a specific topic, we are able to get our speaker network from real IT guys and bring them together. That's what you normally expect also on a TechEd, to discuss directly with the real guys doing the stuff. And so we can exchange and discuss on how we solve it. So that is how we run our own products, how we talk about it, how we are able to share about the content. And Sebastian, perhaps that leads us to the answer, how we use our own tools. It's a huge story. You can't share it in that 1 hour here. We can talk about how we run the marketing cloud, total workforce management. All these topics are prepared. We have speakers for them, and that are not trained speakers, that are IT guys eager to share content. And that is a different story. And that really opens us at SAP the eye, how important the role of the IT in a company can be. And we want to share that, the power of the digital workplace and the storytelling for all other companies also. It doesn't depend in which market you are currently on. And we believe in 5 years, all different workplaces at the end is a digital or virtual workplace, has to do with technology. And who should deliver that if not the CIO with his IT? So that's perhaps in a short nutshell on how SAP runs SAP, Sebastian, and hopefully answers the question you said.
Oliver, short interruption from my side. We have the question if SAP Storytelling is a product for external accessibility, or is it just, or if there is, does exist a trial version?
So it is both. All the stories are designed and tailored and made to consume. We have, for example, enablement videos. They have the purpose of enabling our sales colleagues that they understand the story behind, because they are not IT guys normally. And so we did an enablement video where an IT guy is presenting the story while you see all these, the demos and all these things. But it's very easy to have access directly to the videos. They are not on our webpage for you, but if you get in contact with your, all of you, I think all your companies have a sales representative at SAP, and he has access to all this content and can easily share it with you. So it's both. It is on the one side directly consumable. On the other side, it ensures you your next contact to SAP will be relevant for your questions, because you have the real questions. How to solve that and that and that. How did you do it yourself, SAP? And we are able to answer. Is that somehow answering the question? Did I get it right? Cool. Yes, Douglas. Cool.
Cool.
Okay.
So I would say thank you, Oliver, for the great insight in both topics. It's always interesting to get, I would say also for the audience, an insight how we are transforming or transporting our message also in the outside world, and also not a sales pitch, but a real internal IT pitch or product pitch, how we are using the product. So thank you for that. And with that, I would ask, I mean, there was already a question Anja pushed into the call directly. Maybe Anja, another question. Is there, are there other open questions from the community at the moment?
Not at the moment, I guess, but if I have the chance to say something, I would love to do that. Because Oliver, you talked about the transformation from the physical IT showroom, which we have in Walldorf. You talked about the digital version of this IT showroom. And I would like, would like to ask you if you could show something or tell something for the next level, the next step, the future of maybe virtual reality.
Cool. And yeah, thanks for that. I think it's a very perfect fit. And now the question is, Sebastian, do you remember the entry to the virtual showroom prototype That could be
Yes.
now a perfect fit for that question. Let's see if Sebastian is able to share that. Nice, that's the right one, yes. Cool. And what we did, that perhaps answers that question, Anja, from your side. We now thought about what is the next step, because we were so excited that it's so easy to digitalize a physical experience, and it really worked out. So all this, the tours in the digital showroom we did in the past, and we will do with you also in detail, with your teams, with your companies, invite them all, get us together, and we do a deep dive tour in the showroom with all the stations. That is very easy to offer and to scale and to get in contact without any travel. But what is the next step? And so if you had a chance last year on TechEd, we already brought a VR version of the showroom to TechEd, and some of you had a chance. The others are experimenting with our sandbox, which was also a highlight on TechEd, I think. And now we designed the physical showroom from Walldorf, which hopefully you also will have the chance to visit Anja and us there. And we transformed that in a virtual way, which can now be consumed either here, as you see on screen, this is 2D, or you can also put on your goggles with the link and stand there with us like this avatar here, very good avatar, by the way, can walk around in the showroom and can stay in front of the station, and you see everything from the perspective where you currently are. And now we are experimenting what happens if we now gather there together with 30 people, for example, and look together, for example, on the screen in front. So we can now simulate that and look together on the screen, perhaps a little bit closer. And we take number 1. And that is the answer about the showrooms, what I said before, which are currently not so easily spreadable over the world, because there's, someone in the chat already said, it's not so easy to spend all that money. So we did an evolvement of that, number 3, Sebastian. And we thought about, after the digital showroom, a little bit closer, please. It's hard to see. Yes, the virtual showroom, what we are currently standing in. And then we put something on top and said, if it's now possible to be there together and have virtual tours with a great immersive experience, how easy would it be to bring now an agenda to it, different rooms, breakout rooms or whatever, and you can walk around, but you can also join here with a scheduler, with private chats, online participants, the venue stats and everything. And out of a sudden, you don't only have a virtual showroom, but you also have a conferencing system. And guess what? Next TechEd or whenever, 2023, perhaps 22, we all meet here now, not in Zoom, but let's say in the next evolvement of that showroom event venue. And that will be a different experience. And we already experiment with that. Some companies are further. We are also in exchange with them. SAP is very open, which is also not in the past always the case, but currently we are in an eager exchange to learn what is working, what is not working. Perhaps you also have had the chance to participate already in such a virtual event with some VR experience. We want to bring that together with the storytelling we are also doing in sessions like this currently. So that is our case for using this VR stuff and the next evolvement of a showroom in a virtual world. Anja, is that going in the right direction for you?
Yes, thanks for the insight for that. I really love that. So that's why I really wanted to show and talk about also the virtual version and the future of that. And again, I want to encourage everyone to book guided tours with us at the moment in the digital IT showroom. In the chat, you can find our contacts and get in touch with us. Please do so and follow us on LinkedIn, Twitter, get in touch with us and book tours. We are happy to show you all the content in there. And with that said, and over back to Oliver. Thank you.
Yeah, I think we are quite, we could now dive in some more apps or whatever, but I think you get it, right? You see the digital workplace at SAP, it is more than in 1 hour possible. By the way, I'm getting a little bit dark here because in my home office, the light is currently somehow disrupted. So don't be bothered by my dark face now from the basement. Yeah, but what I want to say is, I think you get the point that the true story is much broader than 1 hour here possibly. And therefore we really, we put it on that to set up a connection here again in this community. And then you see which possibilities you have now suddenly access to. So with Svea and our contacts, you can directly access the real experts at SAP, and we are challenging the same things that you are also constantly walking in. If you are using SAP, it is a great experience, and sometimes it's a little bit, yeah, you have to find the right pinch about it. And at the end of the day, our end users are absolutely not interested about how sophisticated we solved it. They are expecting a consumer-like enterprise experience. It's as easy as that. So if we can provide them, for example, an iPhone, he can just turn it on and everything is done automatically. That's how IT should be. And then tapping on apps and just approve something. That is how IT should be. And it's our job to provide that in that way. And we are so happy to share what we did up so far. And again, we are very curious how you did it up so far. And that is how a community should be. So I have nothing specific more, open for questions. Perhaps we have another poll or whatever. Sebastian, help me out. What else can we do together?
Yes, thank you, Oliver. We have obviously another poll. Not a poll, but a poll. And at the participants, it would be really nice if you can just vote a last time for us. And the question this time is, could the IT showroom be interesting for you, for your colleagues or friends? And this is kind of a follow-up what Anja and Oliver has said before, because we would love to do follow-up tours with you. And especially the tours that we are showing you and your community, either you are from another company or within another org chart or whatever. It would be really cool if we can give you also and your colleagues these great insights. And what my colleagues just said before, just remember, we can also go deeper. So it was only today a high-level overview of our topics, and especially in this kind of format. So typically we are going a little bit more into detail, but it's obviously a little bit difficult if you are having, let's say, a wide community with different topics, with different interests. So I would say for now, that should be it. Just remember, if you want to book a guided tour, it's either possible to contact us directly via our social network channels, or you can also use our SAP email address. We have a special IT showroom email address. It's called it.showroom@sap.com. One of my colleagues will put this email address also in the chat. And you can just contact us. So feel free whenever you want directly to reach out to us. It's a shared inbox, but we are behind this inbox, so you will reach us if you contact us there. And with that,
Sebastian, yes. If you think like Heiko that this is the best SAP show ever, thank you for that.
Wow.
Then spread the news, spread it out, and said SAP is also like that. It is, SAP is a huge company, and it's always impressive that at different corners, different things are happening. If you like that format and these things, I think Svea is also very happy to offer a second round, share the recording, share the story, and we are always there for you. Hopefully we see soon next time also physically again on any event. Looking forward to the next on-site ticket. I think the next one will be a virtual one. That will be also a great experience, I think, Svea. And yes, with that, back to you.
Yeah, thanks very much. Wow, that was really impressive. That was kind of cool. And I can promise you from the user perspective, I'm not a technical person, but it's really easy to handle those apps and everything you showed. And actually also the virtual one. Wow, this is impressive because it looks exactly like the one in Waldorf. And I have been there. And yeah, it was also great for me to see afterwards how much things I'm already using. Yeah, so this is really great. Thanks very much. So just from my perspective, it was great having you here. And of course, the recording will be shared on our SAP Community Calls page. And yeah, well, thanks everyone for attending today. Thanks, Oliver, Anja, Sebastian, and Matthias. I have shared your social media contacts here, so I hope people will connect with you. And yeah, I wish everyone a nice rest of the day. Thanks very much for tuning in. Bye-bye.
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 Bye.